Getting ready to install the shaft. I already put the differential, just have to tighten the bolts and put a couple more on there. It's coming along pretty good. I'm gonna grease it up real good. I got the seal done. I put the seal back on there. Never done one of these, so I'm hoping it would hold. I would think it would be metal, but this one's all rubber, so I'm just gonna grease it up and hope for the best. I already got some differential fluid too, so I'm gonna put this thing back together so I can start putting the fenders on there. And
got the rear axle on. Now all I need to do is just put some differential oil on there. Greased everything up as best as I could. Put a lot of grease in there. I want to make sure water doesn't get in there. I installed some wires that were missing or that were barely hanging on. Now I am going to start putting the fenders back and painting the racks. I haven't painted those yet. Put the tires on there. These are a little bit bigger. These are 24s and the stock ones are 22s. Probably gonna put a lift on it to make it a little bit taller and give it some clearance. I installed my little switch here. Oh, this was broke, so I had to rewire it, and I had some old parts, so I got a little bit from that and a little bit from this, and I made it work because they were a little bit different, the connections were. So now it's coming along. I think I'm gonna try to paint the exhaust too and put that on so I can turn it on and maybe ride it up and down for a little bit. So here it is. Alright guys, put the rear fender on there just to put the battery for it to have something to sit on. Turn it on a little bit yesterday. It seemed to stay on a little bit longer than before. Adjusted the carburetor just a tad, and I put the gas tank with some fuel in it. I'm gonna try to turn it on today and see if it'll stay on for a little while. Put the differential fluid in there. Everything seems to be fine. Left it overnight, no leaks or nothing, so the seals are holding up well. And I think I also wanted to see if the tires were gonna fit, because these are 24s and stock are 22s. And those rims are 11s in the back and 12s in the front. So let's go ahead and turn it on and see if it works. Today I'm gonna try and make my own lift. I don't think it looks too hard to make. Try to find some ideas online, but there's no pictures of any. I've read some things that all you need is just 2 pieces of metal and put them on each side and then bolt them down, but I don't see how that's gonna support itself too well. So what I came up with is I want to make I cut 2 of these and then one to go on the other side. So this here, it's gonna go there, and then I'm just gonna weld it together. That way it's supported and you don't have to put any spacer to support the bolt on each side. I kind of already made one. This one I didn't quite measure it right, so it doesn't really fit, but this is the idea that I'm going with. And what I did, it measures 2.5 inches from here to here and 1.5 inches from here to here. This little plate here needs to be a little bit over 1.5 inches, so your opening here will be 1.5 inches. That way it will fit in the shocks. So this one's a little off, and make sure this one's going to be right. So I'm going to go ahead and try to weld that so I can see if it will work, and then all you have to do is just drill 2 holes on each side and put the bolts through it. And this is how the lift on my Yamaha and my Rancher are, so I'm just kind of copying their idea. I just completed the second lift for the Honda Recon. I had finished the first one and I didn't think to take it out and see if it would fit, so whenever I kind of put everything together and try to get out there to install it or see if it would fit, I came across a problem to where this piece here was way too tall, and so it wasn't giving me the clearance I needed to install the shock. It was hitting on that back wall, and so I couldn't fit my bolt through there. So what I had to do is cut it down. I cut it down to 1 inch from the top up here to the bottom. It's about 1 inch, and again, the clearance from here to here needs to be 1.5 inches. So what I did, this whole plate up here measures 1.75 inches. That way it can fit the A-arm without any problem, and you can fit the shock right in there. So I had to cut that down. I could have installed it like this and I wouldn't have had an issue, but I wanted it to face out, so that's what I had to do. I also moved it down so it wouldn't be a problem. So this is what I did, and hope you guys can do.